And with March done and dusted, eBay springs into life, just like the season. But I haven't. I'll be honest, April has been a bit of a strange month for me on eBay. Not because of eBay's doings and the behind the scenes stuff that plagued February and March, but because I have not been given it the attention and time I have done in previous months. In the last 4 weeks, I've got a new job, which means my sort of full-time workload has increased by quite a bit. I've also been polishing off my university degree that I've been doing through work. So that's sort of like a one-day release, and then trying to fit the assignments in around my full-time job and family life. So to be honest, eBay has just been cast to one side. And as a result of that, sales haven't been good as they could have been. Despite me not listing things for numerous days, they have been trickling through, which has been nice. And I think if I had capitalised on the renewed activity that April has brought, I could have had quite a bumper month. That being said, I have sold quite a few things still. So let me take you through some of the highlights of April's eBay sales, including my sort of like favourite sales, as well as some stuff that perhaps hasn't done so well, and I'll think twice about going forward. So as always, go on the trusty phone. We'll look through some of the sales I've made and just discuss stuff. Now, I actually started April off with a bit of a bang. So these are two the same sort of Hot Wheels car, slight variation between them. This is the Morris Mini from a track set that was released in 2006. Quite a hard car to find, and it's got a bit of a cult following. So if you see this car out and about, buy it. not that you'll probably find many, but anyway. So both of these cars sold for £75. Yes, 75. Plus postage, and they've gone on the GSP over to America, which I thought is where they go. I think I had one up for 55 and the other was up for 30. So they're like, what's your best offer? 75 quid, made a deal, off they go. I used to love selling supercars, or supergoods, however you pronounce them, but I feel the popularity has tailed off quite a bit in the last year or so. So I'm going to be in two minds whether to buy them again. I paid £6 for these in a charity shop, but they were in immaculate condition. Thing is, they've only sold for £20 plus postage, and they've been for sale for, man, about 8 months, I think. I'm not even joking. So would I pick them up again? No. And I have actually sort of seen them out and about and passed on them because they're just not a good seller anymore. These have hung around for an eternity, but they finally sold for a good price. So these are a pair of Nike Total 90 soft ground football boots. You think they'd sell quite quickly and be quite popular. Thing is, only a size 7.5 UK, so not the best size, not the best condition. And to be fair, I think I priced them too high. And I think I'm really lucky that they have sold for £45 plus postage, because I only paid £1.50 for them at the car boot sale. So I got a bit greedy there. But they have sold full price, as I asked for. Yeah, £44.99 plus postage. So definitely a football boot worth looking out for. But yeah, I probably just got a bit greedy there. I could have sold them more quickly than that. But sometimes it's good to hold on for the right price, right? So happy with those. Sold these Royal and Awesome golf trousers. Picked these up for £3 from a charity shop. They've gone for £26 plus postage. Lovely sort of tartan design, although they were like polyester spandex, so not a great material composition. Small size too, width 32, length 30. So there's still value in smaller size stuff. Do you know what? This is probably one of my favourite brands to sell because it's often lumped in with like generic outdoor gear, but it's actually quite good. So Mountain Warehouse on its own, not the best brand, but Mountain Warehouse Extreme, it's got premium quality to it, and there's a bit of a sort of cult following for it. So this is called the Glacier Long Waterproof Jacket, men's size large, lovely condition, paid £7 or £8 in a charity shop. Again, just lumped in with the sort of normal jackets, whereas the branded stuff was a lot more expensive. So yeah, let's say £8. That's sold for £35 plus postage. So yeah, really good return on that, and didn't take too long to sell either. So despite it not being the best brand on its own, with that Extreme moniker attached to it, the sort of the Extreme line, yeah, they can do quite well. So keep an eye out for those. These were good. So these are a pair of Loke shoemakers called the Old Vich, I don't know, however you pronounce it. So brand of the Oxford shoes, only a size 6. So I'm going to say more of a lady size or a really small men's, but I put unisex in the title. I paid £2.50 for these in a charity shop, and it was a bizarre circumstance because somebody else was looking at a pair of shoes next to them, didn't know what they were from the off because they just looked like a normal pair of brown shoes, right? And they didn't have a price on. This other pair didn't have a price on. They took it to the till, and the lady behind the till said, "Oh, they're Autograph. That's a really good brand." In my head, I'm thinking it's just M&S. Anyway, and the person put them back because they wanted like £8 for them. I thought, a bit steep. But then these Lokes were priced at £2.50. What's going on there? Anyway, it's just mad because eventually they've sold for £50 plus postage. Okay, £49.99, but close enough. So I guess quite a desirable Loke shoe. I'd say the Lokes, they can vary from, you know, nothing to everything, can't they? So it must have been a particularly attractive or desirable Loke shoe. Lovely condition, but yeah, the small size. I really didn't think I'd sort of make the price they were after, but they did, so happy days. And I think, did these ones go to Australia? No, they were going to go to Australia, but they cancelled the sale because they didn't want them anymore. But then they sold for the same price again, so it's all good. I picked these Converse up from a charity shop in Weston-super-Mare. So on my sort of adventure about a month or so ago, maybe a couple of months now. Time has flown. Paid a tenner for these. They sold for £30 plus postage, so not the best return, but they did sell quickly, so I'm happy with that. Nice big size. Again, I found Converse don't do as well as they once did last year. They sold really well for me. This year they've definitely slowed down. I've got some sticky stock on my shop that I'm going to try and sort of sell off more cheaply. But yeah, the larger like men's sizes, I think they're still worth picking up if you want to sell them quickly, particularly the more out there designs. These were like a sort of rough suede design. Remind me a bit of like an Oreo biscuit, sort of Oreo, yeah, cutaway. But so decent profit. Well, I made about a tenner profit after tax and fees. Paid a tenner in the first place. That's not too bad, I suppose. Here's something I won't be picking up this year. At least I don't think so. And again, it concerns women's footwear. And those are, well, that is Timberland boots. You might be thinking, why are you not picking up Timberland boots, Chris? There's good value in them. Is there though? Is there? Let's say size UK 6 and below. So ladies size boots. I've had 3 or 4 pairs on my shop since about this time last year, right? They've only just sold. And I'm happy they've sold because they were taking up valuable room in my storage boxes. For some reason, the demand for smaller sizes, Timberlands, even if they're in good condition, just isn't there. So I think going forward, even if they're a cheap price, unless they're really cheap, like £2 or £3, I'm probably not going to bother just because they just take ages to sell. On the Vinted listing, I said before, I've stopped buying shoes from Vinted to resell because the profit margins aren't really there. However, these ones, the profit margin is there. So these are a pair of Asics Metaride premium sort of running shoes. So the RRP of these is about 150 quid, so really high. But they're not that desirable because they're like not as well known as say like the Gel Cumulus or Nimbus or Kayano. Nevertheless, £50 plus postage. And I think the total Vinted price was about 13, 14, something like that. So nice bit of profit there. Nice sale this. So these are a pair of Dr. Martens chunky butterfly cutout leather sandals. That's what I've called them. I paid, what did I pay for these? I think I paid a £5 for these in a charity shop. They've gone for £45 plus postage. They're a UK size 8, so a nice big size. I believe they're ladies, but I mean, that size is pretty much unisex. Not the best condition, but I mean, it's Dr. Martens, it's adult size. There's going to be a decent amount of value there, right? So this was a good one too. So I bought this in a charity shop in Bridgewater, I think. It was Bridgewater. Again, on one of my sort of ventures. This is a Britain's, so good brand already. Tractor Tom Wheezy Combine Harvester. So as a cartoon, I think, back in the sort of early 2000s, 2004. Paid £1, just sitting on the shelf. Wasn't in the best condition. That's gone for £30 plus postage. Had a few paint chips, but crucially, the plastic parts, the vulnerable plastic parts, were still there. So yeah, it's definitely a bit of a cult following for, well, to be fair, all Britons. There's a demand for it because it's such a good quality manufacturer. It's spring, you know it's spring because the fit-flop sandals are flying out. Had a few lingering over from winter that I didn't list. Listed them back at the start of April and they've sold. So these are a pair of fit-flop, wobbleboard, Lulu, leather, toe post wedge sandals. I find of all the sort of fit-flop designs, these toe post ones do the best for some reason, even though they're like a more basic design. So I think I paid £6 for these in a charity shop like midwinter, funny enough. Held off listing them. Listen, like I said, listed them at the start of April. They got for £27 plus postage, so really happy with that. Another vintage sale, or like vintage purchase and then sale. Wouldn't buy these again. Certainly not for a vintage price equivalent, if that makes sense. A pair of Nike Air Huarache Ultra Breathe Arctic Orange trainers. Big title. UK size 8. So again, probably like a unisex size. Ah, no, I think these were actually a ladies trainer, which is so good, great size for ladies. I think I paid about £11 total on vintage. They gone for £30 plus postage. I think I had them up for 40, and somebody just really wanted them and kept offering me 30. And I thought, well, do you know what? They've been hanging around for a while. Just get them gone. Like I said, made some profit, but wouldn't buy them again if I'm spending 11 quid. Paid a fiver, fantastic, but any more than that, and the eventual profit margin just isn't really there. So just me. I'm a bit picky with stuff like that. Oh, do you know what? This is probably my favourite sale of the month, just because of what it is. So, how long ago did I pick this up? It was, I made a video about it. It's the Street Sharks hand puppet that I saw in a charity shop in the glass case. It was 17 quid. I left it behind. I was editing the video about it. Realised it was worth loads more than I thought. This was like a Saturday. I then had to like go back the Monday morning, took some time out of work even, to hope it was still there. And it was, by some miracle. So I paid 17 quid. That's gone for £85 plus postage, so really happy with that. And it's gone on the GSP over to America. Had it up for 100. Had so many watches. I think I had about 35 watches. But I find with watches, most watches just watch it to see what it goes for. Because I sent an offer out for £90. Like nobody responded. I thought at least one person out of 34, because I let it sort of build up a bit first before I sent offers out, would have responded. Nah. Then eventually someone offered me 85. I thought, you know what, that's close enough. Paid 17. There's good profit there. Off it went to America. So, but yeah, watches are weird, aren't they? Like, if you're gonna watch it, are you gonna buy it? Who knows? Right, Spoke. Good brand of trousers. Probably do better than Maya at the moment, I have to say. So these are actually newer tags. These are the Build A cotton blend chinos, width 33, length 32. No, sorry, width 33, length 30. So not the best size. Paid £8 for these in a charity shop because they were new with tags. They gone for £35 plus postage. Look at that window. I'm a bit warm now. Well, we'll get going. I don't want it to be a too long video. Sold quite a few die-cast cars I've had in the collection. A couple of Corgi Honda Preludes. They've gone to the same seller. Corgi Whiz Wheels 4 Cortina. That's a good one. That's gone for £17.50 plus postage. And other bits and bobs as well. But say, not like huge prices. Like sort of £6, £7, £8 for individual cars plus postage. But the fact that I've had them in the collection, they've technically costed me nothing. So I'm making sort of like, you know, £4 or £5, well, no, let's say £3 or £4 profit after tax and fees here and there. It just helps out. Something a bit different now. This is a vintage Salomon bum bag, like a buckle strap bum bag, made in France. Yeah, had a bit of age to it. Paid £2 for this in a charity shop. That's for £20 plus postage. These were cool. I would prefer these in a larger size, but beggars can't be choosers in charity shops. So anyway, these are a pair of Adidas. Yes, I've sold some Adidas trainers. And these are called the Tuscany with the Goodyear sole. They're basically like a driving shoe. I guess with a flat sole, so you can like heel and toe and feel the pedals better in a car. I'm a car fan, a bit of a petrol head, but I wouldn't buy these shoes. But if you're a real like die-hard petrol head with like a good car, these are the shoes for you. Anyway, what did I pay for these? I don't know. I think I paid a fiver. I think I paid a fiver for these in a charity shop. They go for £35 plus postage. Have taken a while to sell, but I'm going to say that's down to the size rather than the shoe, because the shoe itself is quite desirable. Oh yeah, what year are they from? 2004. So they're basically vintage, but I didn't put vintage in the title. It's not needed, is it? Let's be honest. Here's another stinker. Actually, this is an even bigger stinker. Adidas Ultra Boosts. Now you think they'd be like quite popular, right? They weren't mint condition, but they were pretty good. Size 10, nice UK size. I think I paid something like £7 for these at a car boot sale. Thank you, I already know. £25 plus postage. That to me is pretty poor, given they've taken a year to sell. So, like I said before, Adidas shoes, some do really well. I'm like, wow, that's kind of cool. But others just sit around for ages, and I can't work out why. So, I mean, they've sold. I made some profit. I'd like to say I would pick them up again, but I don't know. I don't know. I'll let you know in due course if I find some. Sold a load more cars. Do you know, I think the most common sale of April has been cars, because they've been easy to list, and then easy to pack. And I've just been like going through them rather than listing stock that I've been buying. To be fair, a lot of this stuff was listed when I wasn't picking up much at all. So the car boots hadn't started, the charity shops weren't really delivering. So I was listing old cars that I just don't have use for anymore. So a lot of these sales are them. Back to shoes, back to footwear. I mentioned how Timberland boots don't do that well. You know, basically it's the combat style boots. You know, like the Timberland work boots. I find they don't do as well. But the more, what would you call that? I don't know what sort of style boot that is, but it's these ankle boots. They seem to do better, even though they're more of like a generic design than the sort of the classic sort of Timberland style. So these are called the Rudston leather slip-on heeled ankle boots. Again, only UK size 6. Paid a £5 in a charity shop, but they've gone for £25 plus postage, and they've only taken about a month to sell. So that I'm more than happy with. But why did my other Timberland boots of a similar size and I paid less for not do as well? I don't know. There's no rhyme or reason to Timberland boots, I find. But if the size is okay and the price is right and the condition is good, I probably will still buy them. But I will avoid any size probably less than a 6, because they just sort of hang around a bit too much. This was a good one. And it's one of those things where I really wanted to keep it, but ultimately I couldn't really justify it. This is a Creative Zen. It's called the X5. Basically, it's an MP4 player. Creative was probably Apple's #1 rival back in the day, and when the iPod came out, it was Apple and Creative battling it out, which today seems mad. But Apple, the MP3 players, MP4 players there was such a range of them back in the sort of early mid 2000s. Apple didn't have the market all to itself. They did eventually. Everyone sort of fell by the wayside. But yeah, Creative were like the sort of #1 rival to Apple. So this is the, like I said, X5, 16GB MP4 player in silver. It was pretty cool. It had a big screen on it, so you could like watch videos. MP4 player, of course. It also had like built-in radio. It's a really cool little unit. I just didn't need it. But I only paid, I'm pretty sure this was a 3 for £1 deal I got at a car boot sale, like a just box of just stuff. That's gone for £36 plus postage, which is fantastic. So there's still a demand for these older MP3, MP4 players, if they're in good condition, particularly if they're more sort of interactive, if they've got more features like this one did. So yeah, keep an eye out for them. Just bear in mind that they might not work. Amazingly, this one did work. But so the next one, if I am lucky enough to find another one, it might not work. So yeah, you've got to bear that in mind of electronics. But yeah, super happy with that. These were good as well. So I paid £3 for these. These are a pair of Adidas Predator Absolado TRX AstroTurf football boots. And these have taken the gong for the most expensive AstroTurf boots I've sold so far. £45 plus postage, which is fantastic. But they were in fantastic condition. Good size, UK size 9.5. Like I said, I paid £3 for these at a tabletop sale. That was it. So yeah, super happy with that. Just goes to show, AstroTurf boots, don't write them off. Saw a Dinky Toys Triumph 2000. This would have been from the mid-60s, I think, so quite a bit of age to it. And Dinky Toys have got a really strong following. I don't know what I paid for it. I had it in the collection for a while, but that's one for £20 plus postage. This is probably sale of the month. It just beats the Street Shark puppet, just. So this is a Hot Wheels car. I've had it in the collection for a while. It's a Subaru Impreza WRC car. Basically, try to put this into layman's terms. Hot Wheels released 4 models back in 2004 on these special World Rally Championship cards. 4 models. There was this Subaru, there's a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution, a Peugeot 206 I've also got listed, and a Ford Focus. This Subaru is probably the most desirable of the 4. I had no idea how to price it because there weren't any others listed nor sold. So I thought, okay, I'm gonna get a bit cheeky. Listed it up for £100. Just like the Street Sharks, the watches just exploded. I think again I had about 25 watches at one point, and I had it listed for sort of 3 or 4 days. I thought, blimey heck, here we go. Sent offers out, £10 off, basically 10%. I'm always happy to give a 10% offer, regardless of what it is. I'll price it knowing that if I took 10% off, I'd be more than happy with it. And someone accepted. £89, basically 90 quid plus postage, which is absolutely incredible. So yeah, really, I'll probably never find another one. Really desirable model, desirable release. Weren't made in huge numbers. So yeah, super happy with that. And I think, should I keep going? I need more. No, a couple more and I'll leave you alone. Another vintage one, Nike SB Trainer Rendors. These didn't do as well as I thought. Only paid about £7 all in on Vinted. They've gone for £21 plus postage. These were a good one. In fact, this is probably one of my best profit margins, period. Only because I paid so little for them. So these are some Troy Lee designs, and that alone, Troy Lee Designs is a great brand to look out for. They do like mountain biking, like clothing and sort of protective stuff. So these are the Troy Lee Designs Panic long knee like shin guards, knee pads. Lovely condition, gave them a bit of a wipe down. Came out really good. 20p I paid for these. 20p at a tabletop sale because the lady didn't want them taking up the room on the table. I thought, well, duh, I'm paying 20p for that. They've gone for £35 plus postage. 20p! I couldn't believe it. I was like, what? I love a tabletop sale. Don't go to enough of them. Unbelievable. So yeah, super happy with that. I think I had them up for 40. Someone offered me 30, and I cheekily said, would you meet in the middle? And they said, yeah, that's absolutely fine. So yeah, from 20p. Come on. That's amazing. Yeah, we'll end with some more fit flops. So I sold a pair of fit flops. Oh, I got a story here. Okay, so I sold a pair of fit flops, right? A pair of wobble board paisley glitter rope slider sandals. I'll put the picture in here of the multi-listing. So on this occasion, well, basically they finally sold for £25 plus postage. The same buyer bought 2 pairs, but the black pair that you see there previously sold and were returned. And I'm not going to put the picture in because it's not worth viewing. Basically, the return reason was that they didn't fit. I thought, okay, fine, it's footwear, I'm used to this now, it's fine. But their foot was so fat, I don't think they could have fitted both sandals on one foot. They had like gout or, it was just, honestly, I couldn't believe it. I thought, how on earth have you thought that a standard issue sandal designed for a standard foot would fit your woefully enlarged foot? It just beggars belief. Anyway, came back, same conditions that went out, gave it a bit of a wipe down, and then it sold with this other pair, and off they went. But I just thought, people, and like it's funny now, but at the time I was like, why? Like, why did you think this would fit? So anyway, there we go. And that's it. That is April in a nutshell. I'll say not the best month I've ever had, but that's my fault. I can't blame anything else. It's not eBay's fault. It's my fault for not giving it the time of day. But hopefully May will be a bit better. I'm coming to the end of my university course. I've got one more assignment to submit. That'll hopefully be in a couple of days' time, and then I'm done. And then I can focus on my new job, as well as eBay as well as making the most of the outside, because for the first time in a long time, when I'm making this video, it's not actually raining, which is fantastic. So I'll leave it there before the video drags on too long. So thank you very much. I know these like sales videos have a bit of a mind of their own. I'm never quite sure the best format to do. The last one was a bit different because I sort of only focused on like 10 or so sales. But because April has been so quiet on the whole, I thought I'd give you more of a rundown as per historical sales videos. But in certain months where I'll sell more things, again, I'll do an even shorter highlights reel because I'm trying to keep my videos within around the half an hour mark. That's my aim. Because otherwise you get bored, right? So anyway, I'll leave it there. Thank you for watching. If you have enjoyed it, please do like, comment and subscribe. And until my next video, which I hope will be another car boot sale video, because that's where I'm focusing my time at the moment. I'll see you then. Ooh, money. So take care, and I'll see you then. Goodbye.